booties for black girl nerds.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Ryanne Bennett, and we are doing the Batwoman recap. This is season 2, episode 14. We're talking about today, entitled "And Justice for All," and it brings up a lot of questions. What is justice for some people? Do you ever really reach justice? How do you go about getting justice? So those are all the things that came into my head as we're watching this episode. By the way, super important. I feel like I want to give a shout out to Caroline Dries, the cast and the crew basically for doing this episode, because sometimes there's a certain audience that is watching this show, and I feel like that is what I love about superheroes, about seeing this kind of media go out, or what media can do to give you a whole different perspective for audiences that might not know what's going on in the Black community, what's going on with people of color when it comes to law enforcement. So yes, really appreciated some of the concepts and ideas that were in this episode, which is, by the way, I'm going to start with that first, and then we're going to kind of mix in the Batwoman of it all, if you will, the superhero of it all. But I want to kind of talk about how they bring up the broken system, how they bring up law enforcement and people of color and Black people. So we have Ryan, we have Luke, and we have Sophie that end up in prison or end up in jail. So this is what goes down. So there's a fundraiser for Sheldon Park Community Center. If you guys remember, it's a community center that Batwoman, Ryan, the Bat team wanted to start so they can make enough, besides her just going out every day and saving, this person here, this person there. She wanted to have like a grassroots sort of thing where she starts from the beginning and, really try to make a difference for the community. So that's the Sheldon Park Community Center. They're holding a fundraiser at the Hold Up Bar, where Ryan works, where she's a manager. So everybody's around talking. We're getting money. We see Amani, who I believe is the leader or the head, the organizer of the Sheldon Park Community Center. I remember seeing her in past episode as well. So we have all these people going around. They're getting donations, getting money. There's music. Everybody's talking, have a good time. The police enter because of a noise complaint. Now, mind you, the whole room is filled with Black people, people of color, for the majority. And so this guy coming in talking about a noise complaint, we all know what's going on. All know what's going down, says, we don't know whether he really got a noise complaint, if the person giving the noise complaint might have been racist, if he just wanted to come and break it up because he saw all who was in the bar and what was going down. So we have all that. Now, what is interesting is we get the two perspectives here at the beginning of Ryan and Luke, or how they handle in this situation and how it leads to the arrest. Ryan is very much in your face. She's like, "Why are you coming in my bar?" The police officer's language that he's using is very racist. So we already know where this is going down. Luke, on the other hand, is trying to be the peacemaker, trying to break it down, saying, "Hey, we won't make any more noise. We won't make that much noise anymore. We'll bring it down. We got this under control. Won't happen again." Ryan's like, "No, I'm not having it. You need to get out of here. It is not your right to come in this bar," which is not their right. But we get to see these two instances of how do you handle the situation. That's been brought up a lot in the news. How do you handle something like this? So needless to say, it doesn't work either way. Both of them get slammed down onto the bar, which is another, a thing about excessive force, how they do all this stuff. Both of them get slammed on the bar, taken to jail. Now, I want to cut to how Sophie gets in the situation. Sophie ends up coming in the bar, probably going to help out, give her donations, come and see everything. She ends up talking to the same officer that arrests Ryan and Luke, and he doesn't believe she's a crow. She kind of steps to him. She's like, "Look, I'm looking at security footage. I don't know. This looks like you making up this. This couldn't have happened here. I don't know what you're talking about." So he arrests her as well. When we get them in prison, by the way, if you haven't seen this, please go back. I'm kind of skipping around, moving through it pretty quickly, but go back and kind of really take in these moments, because I thought it was very interesting the way they played this, because we're outside of Batwoman right now for just a second to kind of break down this, systematic racism, systemic racism, how the system is broken. We really get that in this scene. So we get to see all three of them I keep wanting to say prison. We get to see all three of them in the jail cell, kind of breaking down how they kind of view this, how they see this. And, you got Sophie's perspective, where she comes for, look, we need to see more law enforcement. We see more women of color, which I totally agree, as police officers in law enforcement, to show a different side. You have these white men coming into communities as police officers, don't understand the community. Nobody, majority of the people they're arresting don't look like them. So I see her side. You got Ryan's side, who has been in the prison system. She's like, "Look, I'm tired of it. I'm not having it." She's ready to fight. She's ready to combat it, to go at it. So you have that perspective. Luke, they think Luke, Ryan kind of see Luke as kind of passive and just going with it, and he's just taking it because of his upbringing, but he's actually has a point as well. Sometimes it does not pay to try to go toe to toe. Sometimes you got to be the peacemaker and come at it from a different angle. So you got all three of them talking about this. Very, like I said, go back and check the scene. Very interesting perspectives. And they all come to the conclusion of that they're all heated in some type of way. It doesn't matter how you get there. They're all heated about this injustice, about this racism. And I love Sophie's line about, girl, we all heated. That's how you burn it down. One of my favorite lines of the whole episode, maybe the whole season period, because it kind of really brings them all together, all the different sides, all the different stories. So we get to see what's going on in the Black community, how they're dealing with this. So there you go. Like I said, go back and check that out. Now I'm going to go down here. Let's go down to some of the villains, so to speak, of the mystery of the week, I guess, if you will, of the plot. So basically, there's this new form of snake bite out because they don't have the same chemists. They don't have the same people mixing the ingredients of the drug of the snake bite. So this snake bite apparently makes you want to experience other people's memories. So the people that are taking the snake bite are turning into cannibalists, turning into zombies that want to eat other people's brains. So yeah, you do not want to be eaten while you're watching this episode. So that was going down with that. We get to see Batwoman at the beginning trying to take somebody down, and she ends up taking her to a church where she sees somebody eating somebody else. So yeah, it's very gruesome there. So we're going through that. We also bring in Mary when it comes to this part of the episode because she is at her clinic. You remember Jake had an episode with Snakebite, the past episode, where he was just like the foaming at the mouth, everything. We know if he was going to make it. He's fine. They get to have this father-daughter moment in between these scenes of saving these people that are coming in missing chunks out of their body. And also this guy named Richard comes in where we really get to see, the snake bite's a different color that he injects himself with. He was wanting to see his wife a lot, which is one reason why he was using it. We get to start seeing, these people, why they're using the snake bite, why it's becoming so addictive. So this guy Richard comes in the clinic to get help from Mary because he's trying to keep from eating everybody around him. It's interesting that he's the one person that's trying to stop himself. Everybody just goes straight to eating somebody else once they take the snake bite and once they're hooked. So we get to see him come in there. We get that scene with Luke and Mary. We also get a scene once everybody's out of prison. What I want to go to that I want to point out with Sophie and Tavroff, I believe is the officer's name or the one that's part of the Crows, where she has to be like, look, she tries one more time. She's like, look, I'm the active commander in charge because remember Jake is at the clinic right now. They can't find him with all this zombies going around the city trying to eat up people. So she's like, look, I'm in charge. You need to listen to me. So she tries one more time to get this guy to get this dude to play game and sends all the Crows out to try to help the citizens of Gotham. So we're going to get back to how that goes down, but she tries one more time. We got Batwoman and Luke back at it. They end up with Mary's help, was figured out how to stop the snake bite. They end up finding a cure, finding something that she can eject the zombies with. But get this, she has to inject each individual person. So we get, as usual, we get the cool fight scenes with her trying to take all these people down, trying to stick everybody. But just when she goes back to the church where it all started, where she's trying to save all these people, she does help a couple of them. The Crows come in, Tavroff specifically, and just start shooting everybody. Like he's not waiting for anybody to get injected. He just starts shooting everybody, trying to take them down. So there's that. Another reason why, another strike where Sophie sees like, hey, can I really hang it out with the Crows? Are they really, Ryan has been saying this, different people have been saying this about the Crows. Are they really there to help the city like they claim? So there has a realization. You get to see this, you see Batwoman hurt. She's trying to go through and save everybody. So we get that. So we have all that down. Let me bring in Alice a little bit here too. Alice, by the way, is dealing with the fact that she just found out that Cersei is not Cersei. She's Kate Kane, which we already knew. She goes to Dr. Rhyme. We know Dr. Rhyme is putting all of mind control on everybody, taking away everybody's memories, putting a little bit of memories over here, putting a little bit of memories over there, just doing whatever she wants to do. So we come up with her she basically holds Dr. Rhyme hostage, and she's like, look, I need you to fix this. I know this is my sister. She tells her to go find a bracelet or a item that will mean a lot to Kate that'll help her bring her memories back. But she runs into Ocean, which we turn out has been waiting there for 2 days because this dude is sprung out. He loves Alice, y'all. He is there 2 days waiting on her at this broke down this subway train, whatever. So he's there waiting on her. They end up going back together to face Dr. Rhyme to figure it out. And just as Alice gets close to figuring out a way to bring Kate's memories back, Ocean kills her, saying that, look, you need to walk away from Kate. She doesn't care about you like you care about her. Walk away from it. Done. So we don't know where that's going to leave Alice right now. We just saw her crying. We know Ocean loves her, but did he really have to kill her before we actually got an answer to what's going on or how we get Kate back? So there you go. That leaves that hanging in the air. So back to kind of wrapping it up, the zombies and everybody here. After the shootout with the crows, you know, Batwoman did try to save as many as she can, but we get this very pivotal scene, I think, here, going back to you know, showing about how there needs to be an understanding between law enforcement, and you never know, you know, things that you do, you never know when it's going to come back to haunt you, who can come back and help you. So Batwoman ends up strolling up on these homeless people. Richard, by the way, breaks himself out, or he ends up trying to run away and leave because he hasn't got the cure yet. He's over there eating his fingers and everything. So he takes out running and scared, you know, trying to find food, trying to help. So he ends up attacking the officer that arrested Ryan and Luke earlier. So, and Batwoman ends up saving him by giving Richard the injection, saving a police officer that arrested her. So there you go. That was the ending, a wrap to that, to be able to see, you know, what that, you know, it comes back. I mean, he's trying to arrest her before. Look, now she's saving you. You don't know who she is. You just thinking, okay, Batwoman saved me. So, all right there. So I love that full circle moment on that. Now let's get to, I'm kind of rushing around. Guys, please go back and watch this. Let me know your comments. But let me get to the most pivotal, strong moment here. Luke, you guys, Luke was shot. And let me kind of break down and go back a little bit on how this broke down. So they met this guy, the car thief in prison. He was trying to do all powerful to people, act like he was trying to be one with everybody in the prison cell when he was there with Luke, Sophie, and Ryan. So he ends up getting out. Luke goes over to try to help and, you know, try to defuse the situation, maybe help the guy turn his life around, like, hey, what are you doing? The Crow, Tavernoff, rolls up on him, and we already know he's trigger happy, ready to go. So he rolls up on him. They arguing back and forth, Luke and this guy that's the guy that's trying to carjack the ride there. So they're arguing back and forth, and Luke is like, look, by the way, I cannot believe this guy tried to pin the carjacking on Luke, already knowing how this is going to go down with a black man standing there. So they're arguing back and forth. Luke tries to pull out his phone for evidence because he takes a picture before. Tavernoff just straight off unloads his gun, shoots him about 3 times. So I don't know. This shocked me for so many reasons, because we know how pivotal Luke is to the Bat team, to this show. But I'm wondering, I mean, just as all for thinking, maybe it's just done because you have to make a point about violence in the black community. So maybe his character is done. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping we get a bat wing. I'm hoping maybe he fix something underneath his suit. Maybe he had on a bulletproof vest or something. I don't know. I'm just hoping anything here, because guys, I don't know what they're going to do without having Luke as part of this team. But yeah, so there you go. That was the big bombshell. We were here at the end of episode 14. I'm nervous going into episode 15. Let me know your comments. Thank you as always for checking out my recap and listening to me rant. And thanks. You guys, I will talk to you next time for the next recap. Bye.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerds. Better shake your booties for black girl nerds.